you know why Buddhists don't believe in God? The surprising answer will shock you. Generally speaking, Buddhists are non-theistic, meaning they do not believe in a god or gods. But there are many reasons for this. So let's get into it. To understand why Buddhists don't believe in God, we must first understand what Buddhism actually is. Buddhism was founded by Siddhartha Gautama, commonly known as the Buddha, who lived in ancient India between the 5th century BCE and the 4th century BCE. According to tradition, Prince Siddhartha was born into a life of luxury and comfort. But he soon realized that sickness, old age, and death are inevitable aspects of life. He then left his comfortable life to seek answers to these issues, which plagued all people. After years of intense meditation and self-reflection, he attained enlightenment and became known as the Buddha, meaning the awakened one. The Buddha taught that life is full of suffering, that all living beings are interconnected, and that it is possible to overcome suffering through the practice of the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. These teachings form the foundation of Buddhism. Buddhism is a path of spiritual development leading to the cessation of suffering. At its core, Buddhism teaches that all life is interconnected and that our actions have consequences, not only in this life but also in future lives. Buddhists believe in a cyclical view of existence known as samsara, where beings are reborn continuously through a process called rebirth or reincarnation. This cycle of birth, death, and rebirth is driven by craving and attachment. According to Buddhist teachings, the ultimate goal is to end this cycle of suffering and attain a state of enlightenment known as nirvana. Nirvana is often described as a state of perfect peace, liberation from suffering, and a deep sense of understanding. So now that we know what Buddhism is, let's look at why Buddhists don't believe in God. The first reason is the concept of anatta, which translates to non-self or no soul. Central to Buddhist philosophy is the idea that there is no permanent, unchanging self or soul that exists independently from the body and mind. Instead, Buddhists believe that we are a combination of physical and mental processes that change constantly over time. This perspective challenges the traditional religious notion of a soul that survives bodily death and continues to exist separately from the body. The second reason is the rejection of the idea of a creator god. Unlike many religions, Buddhism does not posit the existence of a deity who created the universe or intervenes in the affairs of humans. The Buddha's teachings do not focus on questions about the origins of the universe or the worship of a higher power. Instead, Buddhism concentrates on the here and now, emphasizing the importance of personal experience and insight. This practical approach to spirituality encourages individuals to work towards their own enlightenment, rather than relying on divine intervention or faith in a creator god. The third reason is the emphasis on personal experience and insight. In Buddhism, faith or blind belief is not considered a necessary component of the spiritual path. Instead, Buddhists are encouraged to develop wisdom and insight through meditation, mindfulness, and the study of Buddhist teachings. The goal is to attain enlightenment by directly experiencing the truth of reality rather than simply believing in it. This experiential approach encourages critical thinking and a deep understanding of one's own mind and the nature of reality. Another reason is that Buddhism teaches that suffering is inherent to the human condition. It acknowledges that life inevitably involves suffering, and attempting to escape or avoid it only leads to more suffering. Therefore, Buddhists are not likely to pray to a god for help in alleviating suffering, since they understand that it is an integral part of the human experience. Instead, the Buddha taught that suffering can be overcome by following the Eightfold Path, which provides a set of guidelines for ethical conduct. mental discipline, and wisdom. Another reason is the concept of karma. In Buddhism, the law of karma is a central tenet that emphasizes the interconnectedness of all things and the consequences of one's actions. Karma refers to the principle of cause and effect, suggesting that every action creates a reaction. In the context of rebirth, good actions lead to positive consequences in future lives, while negative actions result in negative consequences. This idea of an action-reaction principle helps individuals understand that their choices have far-reaching implications and encourage them to act in a way that benefits themselves and others. By living ethically and cultivating positive karma, Buddhists believe they can create favorable conditions for themselves in future rebirth, ultimately working towards the ultimate goal of enlightenment. Another reason is the emphasis on in Buddhism, everything is subject to change and nothing is permanent. This concept applies not only to external circumstances, but also to our internal states of mind, including our thoughts, feelings, and even our sense of self. The Buddhist teaching of impermanence challenges the notion of an unchanging soul or self, suggesting that we are continually in a state of flux. This perspective encourages us to accept the natural course of life, which includes change and the eventual ending of all things. Understanding impermanence can help individuals cultivate a sense of detachment and avoid suffering by letting go of attachment to transient things. Another reason is the rejection of the idea of a separate heaven and hell. While some forms of Buddhism believe in a realm of heavenly bliss known as the Pure Land, it's important to note that this concept should not be confused with the Christian idea of heaven. In general, Buddhists do not believe in a judgmental God who rewards the righteous and punishes the wicked. Instead, the concept of heaven and hell are symbolic representations of states of mind. For example, in some Buddhist traditions, the concept of hell is used to describe a state of extreme suffering, not necessarily a place of torment after death. Similarly, the idea of heaven represents a state of peace and enlightenment, rather than a reward offered by a deity. These concepts serve as powerful reminders of the importance of ethical conduct and the consequences of one's actions. By understanding the potential for both suffering and enlightenment, Buddhists are motivated to strive for goodness and compassion in their lives. Finally, another reason is the belief in rebirth or reincarnation. In contrast to the Christian belief in a single life followed by an afterlife in heaven or hell, Buddhism teaches the concept of rebirth. According to this principle, after a person dies, they are reborn into another body, either in this world or in a different realm of existence. This cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continues until an individual reaches a state of enlightenment. The realm into which one is reborn depends on their karma or the consequences of their actions. Good karma can lead to rebirth in a higher state of existence, such as in the realm of gods or humans, while bad karma may result in rebirth in a lower state, such as an animal. The belief in rebirth offers a different perspective on the concept of heaven and hell. Rather than being fixed locations, they are seen as states of being that can be achieved or avoided based on one's actions. In conclusion, Buddhism is a diverse and multifaceted religion that offers a unique perspective on the nature of reality, the human condition, and the path to enlightenment. Its core teachings, such as the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, provide a practical framework for overcoming suffering and achieving inner peace. Buddhism's non-theistic and non-dogmatic approach has resonated with countless individuals throughout history, and its influence continues to grow as people around the world seek alternative paths to spirituality and personal growth. Buddhism stands out as a tradition that emphasizes personal experience, inner transformation, and the power of the human spirit. whether one chooses to follow its teachings fully or simply incorporate its principles into their daily life. Buddhism offers valuable insights that can contribute to a more compassionate, mindful, and fulfilling existence. Now that you know why Buddhists don't believe in God, would you like to learn about other religions and belief systems? If so, I encourage you to check out my videos on why Hindus don't go to heaven, why Christians don't believe in magic, and why Muslims don't eat pork. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching.